today what we're going to be talking about is flow, the flow state. What does it mean to be in flow? What does it mean to be in the flow state? In the flow state, this is where you allow yourself to become a vessel. This is where you acknowledge that you are made of and made in the image of the grand divine, the all, and that the all is within you, meaning that if you allow yourself to surrender, if you allow yourself to let go of ego, to let go of worldly statuses, worldly things that hold you back, you're able to now flow. You're able to allow divine, the all, spirit to speak through you. You're able to humble yourself and become the vessel and the channel in which through creativity flows, energy flows, healing, abundance, joy. And this flow is something that affects everyone around you, but also affects you positively on a positive note. It affects you positively. So how you're able to go and get into that flow, it's by simply closing your eyes, taking a big inhale, an abdominal inhale. Fill your stomach with that lovely oxygen and release. You're calming the mind. As you calm the mind, you now allow your flow state to be activated. Welcome to the Gifted Goddess podcast. It's your host, Idol, where we have conversations on how to rearrange your life the way you want it. The flow state is always there. It's just about us being ready to receive, us being in alignment to receive, us preparing the vessel to receive, and acknowledging that what is coming through is not from us. It's coming from a higher source. And we're just literally the channel which it comes through. And as we do this, we are blessed and we bless other people. And your flow state might be as simple as something telling you, get up and use your blue slippers. Even though you know your blue slippers at the back of the cupboard somewhere, but then you go and get it, you use your blue slippers. Then you have an inkling to now take out the trash. Now you go and take out the trash. As you take out the trash, you meet your neighbor that you haven't seen in how many years, and they tell you, oh my gosh, they like your slippers, so cool, I've got a similar pair. Before you know it, you're in a conversation of something else, and then you realize this is really an enjoyable conversation that you're having, and you haven't had that in a while. And then you come upstairs, something says, okay, just put on your clothes and go down to the market. And you're like, this is odd. Then you put on your clothes, go down to the market, have another rendezvous with somebody else. So this is you being in the flow state. And as you're in the flow state, you're getting more experiences that are pleasurable, that are enjoyable, that are fulfilling, satisfying, being added onto you. And I feel that sometimes we block ourselves. We all block ourselves. I block myself sometimes too. And I can tell when I'm not in the right space of mind, or I'm not in the right state. For example, something enjoyable becomes a task, or something enjoyable I can't concentrate on. I'll give you an example. The last 2 days I've been trying to read. This is a book I've already read multiple times. This book is one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich. But this time, as I'm reading it, there's more layers that are being added. But as I'm picking it up, for some reason, it's not clicking. It's really, really not clicking. And it's not clicking because I'm not making the correspondence, or I'm not making the links. It's not clicking because I'm unable, or I was unable to literally sit there and just concentrate on the page, or sit there and focus on what the pages are trying to transmute to me, or they're trying to translate to me. And it was just like, I'll be like, okay, I'll read, I'm comfortable. And then I start thinking about something else and my mind start running. Meaning that me, myself, I wasn't in alignment. I was having scattered thoughts. Scattered thoughts were everywhere. So that way I could not enjoy the book as I was enjoying the book. So I was like, okay, today maybe no reading, let go. Let it be, and that's it. Then the next day, I tried again. I tried during the day, scattered thoughts. And I realized scattered thoughts happen sometimes when we don't take the time to realign ourselves to ourselves, or we don't take the time to fortify the vessel. Because yes, we are the vessel through which spirit and divine speaks through, but we also need to strengthen that. We also need to be able to clear out the gunk that sometimes accumulates. And that can be in various forms. You can do that with meditation. You can do that with conscious breathing. You can do that with breath work. You can do that with yoga. You can do that with physical exercise. You can do that with swimming. You can do that with weight training. You can do that with running. You can do that with meditation. I think I said meditation, yes. Active meditation or passive meditation, depending. Active meditation would be when you're doing an activity like swimming. You're swimming certain laps. It's the same thing that you're doing over and over and over again. But as you're doing that, you're kind of in a meditative state, in the flow state. So if you're doing that, now you're able to clear out the gunk and raise yourself to a higher frequency. Once you're at a higher frequency, now you can align to the things that you want. You can align to the resolutions that you're seeking. You can align and attain the information. Because at the end of the day, no two minds are the same. Also, the mind that you have now as you're listening to this and the mind that you had an hour ago is not the same, even though you think it is the same, even though you may perceive it as, yeah, what do you mean, Idol? It is the same. It is my mind. Yes and no. Because every single moment is now. Because every single moment is now. You have choices in the now. You have choices how your mind is going to be in the next hour. You have choices of how your mind is going to be tomorrow. You're going to have choices how you're going to be tomorrow. So in that essence, it means that no two timestamps are the same. Because essentially, we all know the only timestamp that we actually have is right now. So right now, you're choosing how you want to be. Or right now, you've already chosen how you want to be in this moment. You already aligned yourself to this message. You already aligned yourself to this podcast. You already aligned yourself to a higher vibrating source, to a higher vibrating outlet. So now, in this moment, you can choose how you're going to vibrate next. How you're going to be able to show up next. Are you going to show up happy, blissful, joyous, grateful, abundant, or are you going to choose one of the other vibrations? So it's really up to you on how you show up for yourself and how you allow yourself to be in this flow state. In the flow state, things become clear. In the flow state, questions are answered. In the flow state, things will just pop up into your mind and you're like, voila, this is it. So my dear friends, with that being said, I wish you an amazing, beautiful day. And as always, love and light. And actually drop down below what you do to be in the flow state, how you get yourself into the flow state. It'll be nice to read from you guys. Till next time, love and light.